You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. This verse is simple on the surface, but it presses into some of the hardest parts of being human, because it starts by naming something we all feel at some point: being wronged. Do not take vengeance. Do not bear a grudge. That hits pretty close to home. Most of us don't think of ourselves as vengeful people, but grudges? That's a little more common. It's that quiet thing you carry, that replay in your mind of what someone said or did, that subtle distance you create, even if everything looks fine on the outside. And the tricky part is, it can feel justified, like you're just protecting yourself, like you're just being wise, like you're just not forgetting. But this verse cuts right through that and says, don't carry it. Not because what happened didn't matter, not because you're supposed to pretend it didn't hurt, but because holding on to it does something to you. It weighs you down. It's like riding with the brakes slightly pressed the whole time. You can still move forward, but everything feels heavier than it should. Every push takes more effort, and over time, you don't even realize why you're so worn out. That's what grudges do. And then right after that, the verse shifts. But you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Not just avoid revenge, not just let go of the grudge. Actively love. And that's where it gets even more challenging, because it's one thing to not get even. It's another thing entirely to choose love in its place. To treat someone with patience when they don't deserve it. To respond with kindness when it would be easier to stay cold. To genuinely want good for someone who hasn't been good to you. That doesn't come naturally. That's something God has to grow in you. And it doesn't happen all at once either. Sometimes it starts small. Choosing not to rehearse the offense again. Choosing not to speak negatively about them when you have the chance. Choosing to release that quiet bitterness, even if your emotions haven't caught up yet. That's movement. That's you taking your hand off the brake. And over time, that kind of love, it frees you. Not just the other person, you. Because you're no longer carrying something that was never meant to stay with you in the first place. And there's a reason this verse ends the way it does. I am the Lord. It's a reminder of authority, yes, but also of identity. It's God saying, this is who I am, and this is the way I'm calling you to live. Not based on how others treat you, but based on who He is. And when this shows up in everyday life, it's usually not big, dramatic moments. It's in the small interactions. The text you don't want to respond to, the person you'd rather avoid, the memory that still stings a little when it comes up. That's where this becomes real. And you don't have to force some fake version of love. You just start by letting go of what you've been holding on to. And then, little by little, you make room for something better. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Not easy, but freeing in a way you don't fully understand until you start living it. Amen. Well, we've made it, folks. We've made it through another work week. And with that, I wish everyone a restful and beneficial Shabbat Shalom.